Hi everybody, this is lycheepunnet after a reasonably long hiatus. With El Prez, as always, we're bringing you a set review of Milky Holmes, the movie Extra Booster. Milky Holmes Strikes Back, I think, is the
I'm
booster. And yep,
still in shock that this happened.
yeah, well, I mean,
What
Excel
the
World did,
movie?
so
No, I'm talking about just the name. That name got out of like a production meeting and this is the
I
right
think you need
idea.
to watch the show.
I don't
I think
Understand?
it's fine if he doesn't watch the
I don't
show.
think I want to
we
watch the
all
show.
know
Because anyone
nobody's
who's watched the
Milky
show will just laugh at your question.
Semen demons.
Nobody's watched Milky Holmes. Moving on. On the cast we have Teru, who is memeing a lot today,
It's cool. I'm just being me.
Well memed.
and
That
now we
whole-
have the newly christened Tim Tom the Bim Bomb, who got back from
Got him.
Bim Jom. That's part of why we were late.
Well,
Oh,
it's not
man.
like we're streaming this. We're not really late.
Well, that
Well,
was a
that's
nice
true.
attempt.
We can
I guess.
we can start streaming this. There's nothing stopping us.
That'd be weird, but well, anyway. Well, we're reviewing this extra booster because we're obligated to almost, and two of us here actually play this strange series.
I'm
So,
not one of those people.
Neither am I.
Wonderful.
Anyway, quick spiel as always about our rating system. Goes from good to bad. I kind of don't want to do this, but let's do it anyway. So good cards, you put them in your deck first. You write them in the deck list first because they're really good. There's a few of them in this set. I can think of two off the top of my head. They are the reason to play a set, and they are what people refer to as busted. Next,
Sometimes.
we've got a playable, the playable rating, because playable in Weiss is a very, like, you can use to describe a lot of cards. Because in Weiss you need role players, level 0s, level 1s, level 2s, level 3s. Well, not always level 2s, but the other 3 at least. So some cards will be called playable, even if they're actually quite reasonably, I guess, reasonably good. But then they don't get the good rating because they're not actually good, they're just playable. You get what I mean, I'm sure. We've got a subcategory, niche, which is where a card needs a lot of support to be good, or support to be playable. Or these labels are getting really hard to work with.
We can
Niche is
update
where
it whenever.
the card can be put into a deck and it'll serve its purpose, and sometimes it'll even stand out if you've got enough support around it, or if you're in a certain situation. So those are niche cards. It's also a cop-out rating if we're not sure if an archetype is good or not. Like, there's a few of them in this booster, which we will talk about. And lastly, we have the bad rating. It's pretty clear cut here. Bad cards are bad. Like, if you put them in your deck, you're actually pushing yourself towards losing, because if you play these cards, you're not playing better cards. So why would you bother? The cards here tend to either be outclassed, so like vanilla counters when there is a effectively free 2k counter in the set, like a 1/0 2k counter or a 2/1 3/5 counter.
Or a 1/0 3K
it's-
counter.
Gonna get to that, but sure. Or it's just a card which is terrible. Like, there's no reason to play this card, and if you play this card, you're actually pushing yourself towards losing, because when you play this card, bad things happen.
2/2,
That is a
kill
bad card.
yourself. Or Stellar,
Yeah, like
we
that.
could find.
Level
I
up.
mean,
from
Slayer at
Persona.
level 3.
Well, but
That
that's
doesn't
not.
mean Wingslayer's bad.
This is like a bad
It's
play.
bad at level 3.
Yes.
Wingslayer is bad meta.
Um,
Go on.
I also added plus minus this week, so we can do that if you guys want.
Neat.
Oh boy.
I mean, we should just do letter grades at some point if that's all. But anyway,
Hey, we
let's move
can.
on.
I absolutely can
Everyone
update
gets an
this to make
A
it into
for
letters.
At some point. All right, first card. This is the stage dreamt of. Nero.
Nero?
Nero.
Anything.
I don't even.
It's Nero, but it's Nero if you pronounce it in Japanese. Anyway, 3295. If you've got counter attack of Nero in your cloth, this gets -1 level in hand. So counter attack of Nero is a 0/0 stock bomb. It's actually a pretty good card.
It's next.
Yep. So you can't hold this against the card. That's already pretty decent. Experience gains 1/5 if you got level 6 or higher in your experience zone. This is a lot harder to achieve than you might think, but we'll get onto that soon. And this ability activates up to twice per turn. During a turn this is placed from hand to stage. When damage dealt by this is cancelled, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent.
Hashtag not quite Yami.
It's not even close, man.
No.
This isn't
Well,
even
no,
the
it's
same.
not like mechanically,
Yes.
it works
Mechanically,
differently
it's
than
not
Yami.
even-
Well, I think it's important to say
Yeah.
that you only get the second cancel burn if they cancel your first cancel burn. So
Yeah.
people
Yes.
don't get confused and play this card wrong. That's all I
Yes.
want to do with this card.
That's
Talk
fair.
about that.
So my general issue with any early play finisher is that I don't think I'd ever actually want to early play it. So it's not a strike against the card, but I think I would rather have the extra 500 power that probably could have been there if you didn't have that first effect. Or like a draw 2 ditch one or something. I don't know.
Experience clause is also kind of tragic.
The experience is like way
context.
too high, I think.
Yes, it is actually.
Well, I mean, especially considering
yeah.
your backup
Well,
swaps
Well,
a
just, like,
level
considering the
card
set,
out of your
probably.
level zone.
The finishers that were played before were the Clock Kicker and I guess the Witch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is, I guess, on the same level as those to an extent. I mean, it's climax combo list when comparing it to the Clock Kicker, but it doesn't cantrip like the Clock Kicker does.
It's
I've got
like
lots of niggling problems with this card. Like,
It's a lot of
I don't think. What?
it's a lot of
Hmm?
little
A lot?
problems. It's not like
Yeah.
anything outrageous.
The Vance Summon condition kind of sucks, because with this deck, I don't think you need to clock at level 2,
Yeah.
ever. And the experience thing is like, well, it turns your ridiculous counter into a 1/5 counter, which kind of sucks. And then the effect, all that does is confirm 1 damage. Like, and
Overall,
confirming 1 damage is...
It's thoroughly whatever. I think.
yeah.
it's
The
like
card is
too little,
supremely
too
playable.
late.
Yeah.
It is a playable card.
I think it's
You can play this, but I don't
Yeah.
know where you play it.
You play it in a weird deck. You play it
in your
In
waifu
the Nero
deck.
deck, obviously.
your
play-
Nero deck.
You play it in your waifu deck so that people know you need to go to jail.
It's
Isn't
pretty
this the same person who
serviceable.
voiced Nico?
Is it?
Yes.
I need.
I think so.
That sounds right.
She
Yeah,
has
right.
the same voices, like that voice actress as Nico.
Sure.
card
In
seems.
fact, I believe I think all the Milky Holmes voice actors share Love Live.
Not
People.
all of them.
Well,
A few of them.
a few of them.
I think the card is just playable. I don't think anything
It's playable.
particularly
Yeah.
stands out. I don't think you're playing this over any of the older finishers.
It's got a sucky summon condition. It's got a really... It's almost blank on its experience at level 2. At level 3, I'm not even sure you want level 3s in your clock zone just for
Yeah.
this. It's not worth it.
I don't think so. All right.
And that last ability is neat, but all it does is confirm 1 damage, like I
Yeah.
said.
I guess moving on.
So discard Counterattack of Nero. This is the 0/0 stock bomb. And its other ability is when it is placed from hand to stage, mill 3. Or you may put the top 3 cards of your deck into your waiting room. You may put 3 in, or you may put 0 in. It's up to you.
Yes. I think this kind of effect is great. Actually, that first effect, reducing 500 power, is outrageously relevant.
Yeah, that's the best bit about the other ability. It cuts 500 power.
Yeah, especially on like stock bombs and clock bombs, like losing power is far more relevant than like on a regular reverser. Because usually when you want this effect, you're also using it to like blow up your opponents on reverse effects because you want to deny them that advantage, and losing the power makes that more likely.
Oh yeah, it's because all the
Basically.
relevant on reverse effects are 1k power.
Yep.
Going to be even more relevant when Hibiki comes rolling around because Kantai 3 is around the corner.
Hey,
Yep. So I think
Duma.
is this card better than
Duma,
good
yeah.
though?
Inazuma.
Is this card better than playable though?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's just a
I think
playable
it's
card.
extremely
It's-
solid.
It's
But
playable.
like,
It's-
how
it's
good
good.
can your bomb be? That's the thing. It's like
Let's see.
You can
What?
talk about, say, playable plus. You can use that newfangled you wrote up.
Sure.
yeah,
I
I'll
have.
put playable
Boom.
plus. Man.
Boom.
Playable
Playable
plus.
plus.
Oh god.
Look at that.
This is like a bomb that has like a pretty relevant effect.
Yeah.
And that's nice. It's like the silica bomb from Sal, for instance.
It's also yellow, which is
It fixes
kind of
flaws.
relevant.
I mean, are you running a lot of yellow and Milky
I
right
mean,
now?
it's relevant because if
Yeah,
you're
dude.
running off colors in Milky, you just want like small amounts of certain. Like you're like teching some yellow cards, for example.
Like the
It's rough.
1/2 clock encore with 2 soul.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, like
Card is
this is a card you could easily throw in, right? for
We're
yellow.
we're playing some fun shit now. I think the
That
card
is
is
fine.
the card is
I
fine.
don't know if it's better than like a brainstorm or something.
Oh,
I mean-
speaking of a brainstorm,
Yeah. Cute dress up, Nero. It is a 1-cost tap 2 brainstorm that pluses detective characters from your deck. So it's a search brainstorm. And the center front row character gains hexproof.
Woo! Good
Now,
effect.
as a longtime player of Milky Holmes, maybe not like long time, but long enough to have a lot of gripes with the deck. This is totally like what the deck wanted, and then like they just made this card invalid in the same set. I'm just so impressed.
it's amazing card design, right?
You
Yeah.
should be mad, but you're not mad because you got something even better.
Yeah,
This card
it's
is
weird.
Fine.
This card's
It's fine.
playable. It's playable.
Alright, so I wasn't like on top of this set, so I might be missing something, but
Oh,
You'll-
you are.
you'll get to
Oh, you'll find out.
You don't know the bullshit, the BS.
I honestly have not paid attention to a single
Wait.
Milky spoiler.
I'm
Okay,
pretty sure
well-
there's a.
We're all
Kind
gonna
of
beat
shit
around the
storm.
bush then,
I know.
and he's gonna experience it raw.
But this card is like it's playable, right?
It's like a lot of sets
I think
Would-
it's still
love a brainstorm like this. I think it's just like my thing is I like to complain about brainstorms with like these arbitrary extra good effects tacked on, and hexproof is just so not common.
Flavor of the month.
well. That's because money counter is obnoxious as all hell.
That's a pretty long month there.
Yeah, as long as love was relevant, it'll be flavor of the month.
What? That's been like how long now? Oh man. Anyways, I guess moving on.
Buster's comeback, dude.
Moving on. What's this next card? It's
Raw.
Question mark. Dot dot dot.
Yes, specifically ... question mark.
Oh,
Ellipses.
Ellipsis, 2
No,
ellipses.
there's a lot more than like one ellipsis there.
No, there's 2 ellipses. Exactly 2 ellipses.
Okay.
Okay, so during your turn, this card, it's a 1045, gains 500 power and hexproof, which is neat, I guess. And when this kills its battle opponent, you may time machine.
It's usual girl Haruhi with hexproof.
and 500 power.
Do you really care about hexproof?
Well, usual girl is 5k.
Wait, is it really?
Yes.
Yeah, but
believe
Diesel
so.
Girl isn't 4/5 on
Oh.
defense.
What? Like defense freaking matters.
It's gone. She's in the shadow realm on defense, dude.
All right. Where do I start? Is there any
I just-
effect that you're afraid of on your own turn that targets you at level 1?
Well, this is Phantom Thief, so this is a completely different deck.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm still just being in a broad sense. Like, what is the hexproof doing for you at level 1?
Oh, I mean,
It's
I mean, I guess you
giving
can use it to
500
dodge-
less power.
You can use it to dodge money counter at level 3 if you
Oh, does
really
it-
needed that one
well-
damage to get in.
isn't there a card coming later that targets?
Mm,
Don't tell me
I
it's
don't
like a
know what
city.
you're
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Is there-
We
is there-
can talk about it.
Is this is it just an in flavor thing that's gonna happen later?
No. You'll
No.
see.
Anyways,
Yes.
this card is niche. I don't feel like you're playing this in the regular build, and it's
Well, I
Well, you
mean,
absolutely-
Yeah,
no.
because it's Phantom Thief.
What's-
that's the wrong
this
rating.
is
There we go.
This is for the shitter deck. So little about. Like I play detectives and police. I can't really comment much on Phantom Thief.
I'm pretty sure you already had time machines, right? In that deck?
I'm pretty sure you just don't play
at
this
level
card.
2. At level 2, you had time machines, but not at level
Sorry.
1. I don't
I'm
think.
pretty sure
Oh,
that deck is still
every-
probably like mono blue though.
That deck is mostly blue, yeah. But its its level 1 isn't anything special. I still think it's fine.
Its level 1 has like 8k power Shimikazes or something.
Yeah.
But they
9K
killed
power.
themselves, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they
killed themselves.
do kill themselves. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So I'm not convinced it's a good card. This one, that is.
It's a
It's
thing.
niche, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, what's next? Next card is... Is this what I think it is? No, it's not. It's fine.
Stone River Trooper. So wait, is this
So-
guy going to jail?
Mm,
No.
he's a thief, so yes.
Oh, well,
I mean, is he going to jail for what I think he's going to jail for?
Thievery, yes, and skullduggery.
Skullduggery.
Stone River, man.
Anyways,
So, this card is really, really weird. Like,
Let's
there
make-
are...
It gives you more power for your like 9k power Shimikazes. It's pretty sweet.
so
There's another extremely strange thing about this card, and it's got to do with the... that it salvages.
what is it salvage?
So, this card is...
Three events.
which
That
ones
was
are
in-
they? I don't know all of them. I know the one in this set.
Oh, right there are multiple. I don't know.
I actually just don't know what card that is that he salvages.
I
I just have
I-
no idea.
I just haven't researched this set at all.
So clearly, this is an event that's been irrelevant in the past.
Yes.
Well, the one in this set's terrible. I need to find what this is because this was kind of impromptu, and that's entirely my fault. Anyway, it's a
Wait, is
1/0.
it? Oh, it's the green event.
yeah.
It's 1/0 that
Oh.
gives 1k to all other Phantom Thief, and has 2 cost, tap 2 characters to draw 2, ditch 1, which is fine. I mean, it's fine, I guess. What else is there? I'm just gonna search for this event name.
I mean, the pay 2 rest 2 is like compared to like the pay 2 rest this. I mean, you're resting one more to be able to discard cards from your hand and +1 still.
Plus 1 is good, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a pay 2 plus basically. You just can't.
I mean, it's a good effect in Phantom Thief where they have events worth playing. But those events are discard outlets or search effects. Like, it's interesting.
The
have
counter
a-
camera.
They have Mikatsuki punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
This
just gonna
card
go ahead and set it
So-
as niche.
is it just the green event? Because if it's just the green event, that's
Oh,
terrible. It's absolutely
just-
terrible. We can
Welcome.
read it as having
Oh,
not
The
having that line.
Weiss.
Does anyone know?
I
That
don't know.
event is
I think this is the only one.
That
Oh,
event
you
is just
don't
so
even
cool
place-
though.
Ugh.
So
So
next
dis-
card, I guess?
No, this card is... I don't know how good yellow is, that's the thing. That's definitely the thing.
Moving
It appears-
onward, I guess.
That is the only card. So the event is a 1/1 green. Yeah, it's 1/1 green. There are no green Phantom Thieves, for the record. So it goes straight to memory. And
The
when
event's
you
just
level up,
so irrelevant for Phantom
if this
Thieves.
is in memory, choose 2 detective characters in waiting room and put them in stock in any order. Then put this card from memory to stock.
That's
so much
awful.
flavor.
That's so
Sorry?
bad.
Doesn't really do anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So after all of that kerfuffle, card is niche minus.
There.
Niche minus.
We need
Yeah.
to. I need to get the best use out of like the 20 minutes I spent programming a desktop application for this.
Yeah, I'm not convinced this card is any good because Phantom Thieves was already a pretty strong deck.
Oh
Just
shit,
as-
fancy.
It didn't want this kind of card. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
definitely did.
I have like actually space for like 4
This
more
card.
names in here.
Did it have
Talk
a
about
green?
the event? Are you talking about the event or the support?
Both.
Either.
Sure. All right. So I guess next.
Good old more.
No, it's
the
back
one
to
to
Nero.
Nero.
Moriarty is next.
No Phantom Thief Brainstorm, is there? Anyway, next one is Nero, Carefree and Relaxed. Oh, this card. It's a 104k. Gains 500 for every other detective character, so you can think of it as probably a 106k. When this attacks, if Direct Hack is in the Climax Zone, Direct Hack is the shot, I believe.
It's also a stock soul, I believe.
It's a red stock soul.
Yes.
From
Yes, the old
From the
variety.
TD, I think, right?
It's a blind stock soul.
Yeah.
So if Direct Hack is in the Climax Zone, this gains the ability during battles involving... until the end of your opponent's next turn. During battles involving this, when damage taken by you is cancelled, draw 2, ditch 1, and choose up to one character opposite this and put it in the waiting room.
So I'd just like to note that you choose the character opposite this.
God.
So this is hard counted by Ra.
No, that's still smaller than this.
Well, no, not if you're...
Not if you play
2K1.
two. Not if you play
Not
two
if you
of
have two
Stonerimmer, man. Dude, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Oh no. No.
I think the Shimikaze is a 2K one, isn't it?
No, it's a.
Is it a plus?
I'm pretty sure it's a
It's in
book.
pants? Oh.
Pretty sure it's a book.
Are we
No,
talking
I-
about the Phantom Thief one?
It's a pants. Like I'm very certain it's a pants now.
Okay.
The Phantom Thief ones are... Or what is it? It's Doc... where is it?
It's a pants, I guess.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it is a pants. Soulgate, so pants. This card is... Oh, where to start?
It's very
Unique.
different.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's still a theoretical plus.
It's
I
probably
like
really good against Disgaea, right?
Uh,
Because if
I
they
really
plus
like
with
this
Fenric,
card.
you get to plus.
Sure.
Oh,
Is that how we're looking at it?
Yeah.
I'd like draw
Yeah,
2
dude.
dish 1 though. That's
and
pretty
Laharo
sweet.
Mao puts more climaxes into your deck so you can cancel more.
Yeah. And
That's
then
how it works.
and then you kill
Right?
their Laharl and Mao, so they don't get to salvage.
Yeah. But
Yes,
Laharl and Mao
he's
is smaller than this by default too.
Laharl and Mao is an 8K.
Wank Slayer.
So what happens is you sideboard this against Disgaea.
Yes.
That's what...
Certainly.
Yeah.
So this card is, I think, overrated badly by a lot of people
I think it's
in various internet communities.
I think it's more
so
funny.
interesting.
Effective.
It is very interesting. I do think that's good. I think that the design space has not been explored before, and that's good. It means they're trying new things. But this card is... I don't think it's good. So what happens with this card is you attack with your stock soul or your soul shot or whatever, and you've got, I don't know how many Neros you have. You have 3 Neros. Let's say you have 3 Neros. So you've used 4 cards from hand. And then your opponent plays 3 1065s, and then they attack you with their 1065s, or their 1075s, or whatever. No climax, no nothing. So they're doing 111 base. And then you take 111. How do you...
Oh, I feel like I would cancel on 1, draw 2, discard, no climaxes, then cancel on 1 again, draw 2, discard, hit, no climaxes again. I feel like that's what would happen.
Okay.
Like,
How about you imagine you're playing against Tim
Tom the-
here.
Tim
What
Tom
will
the
happen in
Bim
that case?
Oh,
I mean, I'd obviously triple trigger plus
my bum gets dilated.
Yeah.
and you plus
So
0,
you
right?
take you take
And
one.
I neg. I actually just start negging for no reason. Because that's what happens when I play Tim Tom the Bim Bomb.
Yeah. So that's what happens.
I'm
The floor on this
updating this
card
name, by the
is-
way.
The floor on this card
Thanks,
is abysmally
dude.
low.
I was wondering when you
Yes.
do that.
It is a 106. Holy shit! The memes. How do I deal? How do I deal?
Well, or is eat shit and die. That's this card's
yes.
for.
The floor is a 106k detective, which is not the worst thing ever, but at the same time,
You're dedicating 4 climax slots to this, what?
Milky has an extremely powerful 1-0 counter, which you could even say is the draw to playing the set. But if you're playing with this climax combo,
It has 2.
it feels like
Powerful
you're
1-0
wasting
counters.
value. It's like you counter and then you go to 9k, and it's like, ha, you can't kill me. and then you cancel, and then your opponent dies anyway, and well, that was great. You put a climax in your level zone for nothing.
I mean, if you want to look at it in a different way, maybe you're just really sick of playing the 106k hand-on core, and you just kind of really wanted a 106k that did something else.
A card's
I
also
don't
in a
know.
bit color.
Shh, this is for your Nero waifu deck. Or
No one's
whatever.
gonna pick Eco into a waifu
To
deck.
replace the hand-on core
Like,
Nero.
Tokyo will.
My final statement on this is just playable, neither plus nor minus.
I think this card has a really high floor.
Ceiling.
Not really high floor. Really high ceiling, like enormously high.
It has an
If your opponent is
abysmal
bad-
floor.
If your opponent is bad, or if they're playing something that's forced to rush, like yellow, green, blue, little busters, or Doodai,
Or people
any
playing Puyo
aggro-
Puyo with the red
That's
2-soul
assuming you hit
combo.
level. That's assuming you play this before they.
Hey,
play
wait. That's actually a note thing. This completely blows out Puyo Puyo, who likes running the 2-soul in their deck.
No, they don't. No one runs the two-song Puyo unless they're bad.
That's why I said if they run it, which I guess goes back to the bad statement, right? But
Yeah, like I said, if your opponent is bad and they let you get to level 1 first, and then you 3/3 them, and then they take 9, and then you triple cancel, then yeah, you're like in the best position you could ever be in a Weiss game. You cannot lose from that position.
well,
But your opponent's not going to be that bad in most instances. They're going to be much better than what I just said, and you're probably not going to get that high of a ceiling.
See, that's what you
Instead-
think, though.
Look, you're playing,
What if
it
I'm
in-
playing this card against Teru?
It's not even that. It's just like I'm not saying that you guys should go out there and prey on weak or anything. But in my experience, sometimes you'll just play the people who don't really understand what your cards do. They just don't really care what your cards do. They just want to play their cards and they want to slam cards.
Look,
but
even in those
That
instances,
that doesn't make this though, because then you're kind of relying on your relying
relying.
Relying.
on your opponent being like just really ignorant to the game state.
well, what could happen is you play great, your opponent plays badly, but then you just eat 3/3/3, and then this card is even worse.
I'm
This
not
card
trying
is-
to advocate this card, by the way.
Yeah, sure. There are so many ways this card could go badly, and only a few cases in which it does really well. I think this card has potential and is really interesting, but the most I can ever give it is a playable minus.
Playable minus.
Oh, I think I
I'll
would
make
agree with
Nero
that actually.
waifu. I have
Alright.
all these fucking Nero cards.
So who goes on playable minus?
I
is there
do.
is there a playable plus minus?
No.
I'll go
That's
on playable
playable.
minus.
Playable minus. I'm giving it just a regular playable. I'm not a huge fan of the variants, but I don't think it's enough for me to say it's minus.
I just feel biased because this is the first set review where I've actually gotten to play the set before doing the cast.
Sure.
So I already feel
Oh, what's
pretty
good.
negatively
Yeah.
All
about
right.
this card.
Okay. So this next card, Professor Moriarty.
He is a dapper gentleman.
Yes,
Indeed.
that he is. He's got come to play, draw 2, ditch 1. That's not a bad start. It's fine. And ditch a card from your hand to the waiting room. At the start of your opponent's draw phase, you may pay cost. If so, look it up to 3 cards from the top of your stock and put them in any order on top of your deck.
So this is basically for those really sad folks who keep triple triggering climaxes.
Or even just single triggering can predispose to, well, not predispose, can set up for some really
Well,
interesting mind games.
You can always like set it up in such a way that you like put climax damage, I guess.
Well, yeah, you can, but they're going to be expecting that. So then you,
Then you go too deep.
yeah, you're going balls deep, man. This card is interesting.
I don't think it's very good.
I think it's very bad, to be honest, because Phantom Thieves has already got a really packed level 3.
It's also
It's
called
got an advanced summon.
it heal
It's got
loops.
a restander. It's this is yellow as
You
well.
have a
like-
different level 3 now as well. Like, I think the other level 3 they made for Phantom Thieves in this set is probably just better.
You really think so? I remember looking at it and thinking, eh.
I I think that card is interesting just because it combos with the same climax as the early play. I don't know.
Sure,
So-
but can we talk about how bad that finisher profile is? Well, we can do that when we get to the
So
card.
Well,
my-
it's a healer.
My real question is, right, if Sherlock Holmes is a lolly, why is Professor Moriarty also not a lolly?
Well, Sherlock
She's
Holmes
not
isn't a lolly.
Actually, she's not actually Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I thought that was the point.
She's named
Oh.
Sherlock Shelley. Well,
Like, you'll see on one of the climaxes that Sherlock Holmes is definitely a different person.
Okay, beautiful.
Spoilers.
Except there are no climaxes in this set review. We're skipping those.
Well, I mean, if you ever want to look at a goddamn climax,
Right. So this card is like niche.
Niche minus.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever see myself playing this in a Phantom Thieves deck because
can
there's
you
so
like
many better-
add a rank?
Not right now, but yes, I could in the future.
Cheeky?
Oh,
Because this card is super cheeky.
You want cheeky? Here, wait.
optional Nando's.
Well, no, it's
Wait,
just
wait.
cheeky.
There.
It's like, it's really
I
cute.
also
I put cheeky in for you.
Cheeky minus, I'll take it.
if the flavor text is to be believed, then this is also a very flavorful card. You can
It's
rewind
a toy
time.
that allows me to rewind time by 3 seconds. Just 3
3
seconds. But 3
seconds.
seconds. It can turn the tide in a battle, which is
That
a
is
magic
very
instant.
correct. This card has it's pretty good if you do trigger climaxes. If you don't, then don't pay the cost then, I guess. Seems fine.
Unless you get the best of both worlds and you like trigger pants and then you discard what you get back with the pants. Oh, dude, that's so value.
Yeah, I guess. I think the issue with this is that yellow doesn't seem to be very good, and this is an edge case in every instance. It's alright. Still niche. Not niche, mine. Just niche.
Digs for
Not
your
the
just
worst
niche
card I've ever
combos.
seen.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know enough about Phantom Thief for me to like get a good opinion of this. But I feel like, from
It's
what I
not
hear,
really
it's-
something you'd
it's-
run.
yeah,
You
it's,
don't play very much yellow, and there's a freaking heap of climax combo level 3s that you do want to run.
yeah.
Oh, I
so
don't know the restand is a climax combo. I don't think it is it?
I don't
I
think so.
think if it is a combo, I think it's probably with that pants.
Oh yeah, it might be with the same one that the rest of the cards combo with, basically.
It is not a climax combo, it is just a reversal.
The turnip comes in play.
Yeah.
Is it one of those? Okay.
All right, moving onward.
Alright, next card. Pollock. It is another Phantom Thief.
Ooh,
When this attacks, you may
Movies.
melons.
put a climax. Oh, it is tits. You may choose a climax within your stock, and then when the damage dealt by this is cancelled, you may pay cost. If so, draw a card.
This means like in your climax zone, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Damn it.
Well, that's actually like not bad though, because you
Well,
can
it's a
like
sick
use one
play
of
where
the
you stock your climax and then cancel and then pay it out and draw a card.
exactly.
But that's not,
Well, no,
that's
yeah.
not how it works, because you're gonna.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. You trigger and then you. Well, okay. You have an on attack. Pay one combo or something.
What?
What?
It's a card. I'll give it that.
Play it with the search on attack. Pay one ditch search.
Play it
What?
if you are a slave to the titty.
I'm just like I'm way less impressed by this card than I am, say, the Connie from Attack on Titan that gains soul and has this effect.
Who?
It's like if they have no
Oh
climax,
yeah, yeah. I
they're
know
waiting for
exactly
him
what
to
you're
get
talking
soul.
about.
This card is niche. It's a Phantom Thief, so it's niche to begin with.
Yeah, traits kind of do matter. Boom.
Like,
I don't even have to
they're
type
really
anything
pushing
anymore.
yellow Phantom Thieves here, and I don't think that's gonna work.
I don't have to type anything
Are
anymore.
they actually pushing it? These effects are like
Well,
not
They're-
the greatest.
they're pushing it by printing cards at all with it.
Oh yes,
Next.
excellent.
So next
Commissioner
card
Gordon.
is actually this card is interesting because of what it salvages. It is a 002K. When this is placed from hand to stage, it gains 1/5 for the turn. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may discard a card. If you do, choose a gem of repechage. Choose that event in your waiting room and add it to your hand.
What does that
So
do?
that event is, it's pretty interesting is what it does. It's a yellow 1/0 event.
Wonderful.
Put
Wait.
up to X cards from the top of your deck into stock. Choose a battling character, and that character gets minus X soul for the turn. X is the number of your reversed characters.
That's right. I now remember this card. So it's at most a stock 2 -2 soul counter.
which is really good.
Well, it could be a 3 if they're attacking with the restander.
Yes. If they have a double restander, it could be -3. It does, however, do absolute jack against clock shooters.
Yes. I think this card is very interesting.
I think the event is interesting. I don't think you necessarily run this card.
Yeah, that's
I agree with
fine.
that.
That seems fine. You definitely want to think about this card when playing against Milky. It's not trait restricted, and if they've got yellow, then they might play this stupid thing. So yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind. This
That
card
event
is
might actually be better at level 1.
yeah, this card is perfectly playable for me because you do get stock from it. Like a 1/0 event that gives you 1 stock and gives the opponent -1 soul is perfectly viable, I think.
I think that this event might actually be more playable at level 1. Does not change my rating of this card, which should be up a number.
Yeah, this card is like niche plus.
Sure.
It's Phantom Thief,
Niche-ish.
so you can only play it in Phantom Thief anyway. But if Phantom Thief goes heavy on yellow, then the reason you do that is probably the event and this event's pseudo bond.
Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Probably a bad guy.
It's a bad guy.
He's a
Okay.
Phantom Thief.
Is he?
It's Commissioner Gordon.
I don't know, man. Commissioner Gordon's played by Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman has done both, so...
You decide.
Next time.
On
Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z.
Ball Z.
Whoops.
Next card. Felder.
He looks like a
It's a
hippie.
1045 Phantom Thief. When this attacks, it gains X power, where X is 500 times the number of your opponent's characters.
I hate this card.
This
I
card
hate
seems
this card
bad.
profile.
Yeah, card kind of sucks, honestly speaking.
I don't know why this effect has been popping up.
Has it
I
been?
believe Ilya also
an
just
Ilya.
got it.
As a
Yes.
box topper. Gee willikers.
This card seems bad.
It's extremely... Why does Ilya have this card? This is a traditionally yellow effect.
It's like on the Kuro box topper, so it doesn't actually matter that much.
Since when did Ilya follow the color rules?
That's a good point. Yeah, no, this card
burn
is...
2, burn 5.
You definitely have better options. I hesitate to give this a bad rating because it's not bad. It could be a 107k, but it's taking up space that other cards could probably occupy, and it's in a weird color for Phantom Thieves.
Yep. And also it feels like it's just worse than the 1/0 blue combo if you wanted to really kill something. It's gonna die on the swing back for sure.
Probably niche minus, actually. Let's go with that. These extra ratings are really helpful.
Yes. I don't even have to like type things anymore. It's beautiful.
Alright. Next card. Nero, True to Self. 1065. Gets -1 level while on the stage.
God.
And
I don't understand that hand, by the way.
is this the one where it's coming out of the mouth?
So let me just tell a quick story about this card. I remember the day this card got spoiled, because I was looking at it on my phone at locals, and someone was looking at my phone and then just blurted out, "Hey, is that Shin-Chan card?" I mean, like, it's a 1065 that dies to bombs. I guess that's pretty cool.
I'm not a fan of 1/0 printed 6/5s that have double
Double
Like,
downsides.
Yeah, like,
downsides.
well, like, usually 6/5s have double downsides, I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
No,
No.
some like clones or the gorilla from Nisekoi. They're not. They're 1/0 effectively 6/5s.
Yeah, but they have fake conditions.
yeah,
but
yeah.
those don't start at 6/5. Those start at, like, something.
Oh, let's be
But then
real.
are always-
Nisekoi one starts at 6/5.
It's always 6/5, but for all intents and purposes, or wherever you, it's like It's fucking
balancing.
bullshit.
I know, fake balancing. This card is bad, I think.
I'm gonna give it a bad. I feel like, don't you have a clock encore that the Milky deck uses sometimes? The Cordelia?
1, 2, clock
Mm.
encore.
No.
But like
Different one? Is there a hand
you just-
encore? I don't remember.
you have better cards to mess around with at Milky Holmes.
I feel
You
like
have stuff that gets bigger than this without a detriment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
We've got multiple
What
cards
about-
that get bigger than this without a detriment.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said, yeah, whatever. Not a fan.
Next.
Next
Oh,
card.
Jesus, what?
Oh,
I did not
Oh,
even...
no.
Oh,
Dick
baby.
nipples.
This is the actual reason to play yellow in Phantom Thieves. So this is Dick Nipples. It is, if you have 4 more other Phantom Thief characters, this gains
It becomes
anti-change
incredibly erect.
Stock bomb. Anti-change stock bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting that they just totally shut this out of the detective deck.
I think that's a good thing.
Yes.
Milky Detective do not need
mean,
anything
like-
else.
Yeah, you don't need more options. Oh my lord.
So this card is niche meta for me because anti-change bombs are insane.
Are you fucking serious? I agree with that. Anti-change bombs have definitely become like a super efficient way of dealing with anti-changes, more so than like
Anti-change
whatever you-
counters.
well,
trying to get
counters
over them.
or like 2/1s if this is facing a level
God.
3, it gains power, like that kind of card profile.
This card is so good that I don't think I'm ever going to play Phantom Thieves for fear of ever seeing someone I know see me playing with this card.
It's just they're so erect, and this isn't
That
like
doesn't
the first. This isn't like the first card that he's been on where it's like that. But this is definitely like the longest his nipples have been. It's just really unsettling.
So,
Look,
is
this
there
is
a
somebody's
reason for
dish,
this?
Okay?
He's like a weird
he's-
pervert. He's a narcissist.
That's his trait, narcissist.
Also an exhibitionist, if that weren't
He's-
already obvious.
Yeah, he's a weird one.
They're all
He's
just kinda
quirky. Oh my
Quirky.
god.
Weird. Oh, I love that
Fuck,
word.
dude.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's just a prank, bro. Don't worry about it.
My computer's shitting out on itself. This is nice.
Well, we're gonna move onward.
Yep. Next one is the Gem of Repachage. Oh, that is
It's
a
just
weird
a
looking
muscly
card.
cat with less muscly
Um,
cats fawning over it.
Yep. So this is the put cards into stock and then one battling character gets an egg soul.
I guess this gets my niche meta rating. I don't know.
Niche meta. That is.
You just did niche meta. Shut it, you.
Did I?
That was Alf.
Oh, okay. Well, I just set everyone
So-
to niche because
Yeah, he said it as well. Niche meta. I don't think this is niche meta. This can probably go in just the normal Milky deck, honestly.
It's playable.
Do I want another 1-0 counter? And oh, I don't want it because I don't even play it. But do I think the deck needs another 1-0 counter?
It.
I mean,
Well,
this
if
is
you're
really
running 5 already.
This isn't a 1-0
bad.
counter so much as it is a. Just it's not a 1-0 counter. Let's say that much.
Slowly, my computer
Fine.
revives itself.
I mean,
It's fine enough card.
it's
It's,
at
it's
best
really
just
cool.
it's
something
at best
I want
just
to
playable for
try.
me.
I think it's playable. Just straight playable. It's not plus or minus.
Playable is fine.
There are some issues that I have with this card. It feels like it's so much better at level 1 than it is at level like 3, especially if you're playing against any clock kickers of any variety.
Well, sure. Then play it at level 1 and get like 2 stock or something.
That's not bad though.
You get 2 stock and potentially just don't take damage from an attack.
I don't think you're going to get 2 stock. You'll get 1 stock from it most times.
Well, if you're using the other counter at the same time, then yeah, you're probably only getting 1 stock.
That's the thing. You're going to play the other counter, so one of your characters isn't going to die.
Well, sure, I guess.
It's still 1-0 plus 1 stock.
Sorry
Take
for
one
looking
stock.
on the bright side.
It's not the bright side. Your characters are dying. You'd rather use the upper counter.
Sorry for looking on the bright side.
Always look at the bright. Anyways, that's it for yellow, but this is an
Yeah.
EB, so we can probably just blow through the next color.
Yeah, let's do that. With
Here we
the
go.
already.
Here you go, Will.
It's the card.
It's a what card?
Can someone else read this
Oh,
one?
it's
I
the
don't-
Sure,
card.
I guess I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to.
I see it
Or is
now.
Teru-
Well, I can't see it.
Okay,
I
I'll
can't
just
see
do it.
anything.
It
Alright,
is
I'll
a
do
s-
it.
I can read it. I have it. Unless
I think
you,
my video
Okay,
drivers
okay.
are failing.
your other character in the front row slot gets plus 500 power. Pay 1. This ability activates up to once per turn. When your cart is placed in the level zone, you may pay costs. If so, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Search for up to 1 detective character. Reveal it and put it in your hand. So basically, every time you counter, you can pay 1, add a card to your hand. Every time
Every time
Then you
you
level
swap on your own turn.
turn.
you may pay 1, add a
Every
card to
time
your
you
hand.
level up,
You may pay 1.
So
Plus.
that thing I said, like about how Milky Holmes really wanted like a plussing brainstorm. It's like Bushiroad was really aware of that, and then they like someone must have made the Nero first, right? And then some other guy in the office was mad at that guy and was like, "I can do better. I'm gonna get that guy fired."
real talk. This card is disgusting. I hate it. Why does it exist?
I love this card. This card's so
Yeah,
good.
I
It
like
feels
it
so
too.
good to play this card.
I like this card too.
Oh god,
Feels
it makes me
bad.
rock hard.
We banned this card.
Can we ban this card?
What?
No idea how good this card is. It's
Good.
not fair.
Plus, meta,
It's
Boom.
good
Meta,
meta.
meta.
boom. I use all
So
the ratings.
This is good meta. This is not disputable.
Meta good plus? Oh yeah, baby.
Meta
doesn't
good plus
Cheeky meta good plus.
Cheeky? Can we put cheeky in there?
No, I can't.
Cheeky Ryoki.
So can we do cheeky meta plus?
So this
Cheeky
card-
Ryoki
this
be
card
a
is
rating?
high.
I just want my text to like overflow.
He just wants to
No, I
be
can't.
special.
Wow.
This card is just ridiculous. So it turns whatever stock you have into both milling, so you get through your first refresh quicker, and advantage, which is something that brainstorms wish they could boast. They kind of boast it, but they don't really.
Daisakaiki.
And
Yeah,
sure, but
it
like,
does.
Oh,
point
but
to run
you do have a global 5 that you run at
Oh,
level 1,
shit.
so
a global
Aha.
5 that you can run.
well sure.
Not everyone runs the global 5 because that's blue, and blue is weird. This card is, like I said, absolutely insane. It turns stock generators, of which there's another good one to set, into straight advantage because, I mean, come on, man, you're gonna have the 1-0 counter. Basically, every single turn, including your opponent's turns, you have the option to go +1 for 1 stock and mill your deck by 4 or up to 4, like as many as you want, which I think is totally insane and not fair at all. And why is it? This card will single-handedly put Milky into A+ tier without a doubt.
It feels so cool to be on the defensive and then you use the punch, and then you look at the top 4 and you're like, ah shit, why not grab another punch? And then your punch just looks at you.
Not climaxes. You know, no climaxes.
And then you cancel the damage. It's like, oh, everything's coming up Millhouse.
Everything's coming from Milky Holmes.
Boom. This card
card
is,
is-
I love this card. Oh god.
Absolutely
I like
stupid.
this card
I
a lot.
remember when this was first spoiled, it was on the same stream as Waveform, the Ilya card, and people
Yeah,
were
and-
falling over that card, and no one looked at this card. And I was like, well, crap. I hope I don't
I
play
did.
against Milky players. Yeah, you did
Dude,
because you play
like-
Milky, but
Yeah, and that this card, I'm just so impressed that for once Bushiroad didn't dick me over. They knew exactly what I wanted and they gave it to me.
Twice.
They gave me a way to plus.
What you wanted.
I wanted to be able to plus with a brainstorm type effect and still level swap every turn. What the fuck do I do now? That.
Well, now you can go suck their dicks for a week.
I am going to find some of the threads started when the Zwei form was released, and I'm going to read out some of the comments that people had to say about Zwei form, and not this card, because this card is absurd and is everything Zwei form wishes it was.
Well, I
I
mean,
noticed
remember
the
when
class-
Zwei form wasn't until end of turn? Hui.
Even then, it wasn't that good. Like,
Yeah,
why?
but like, I'm just saying.
Why not just kill them with Kaleidoscope, and then their turn won't ever happen?
Because have you seen the price of the Zwei form Climax? Not Climax, SP.
No.
It's just like,
17,800.
yeah, dude, you gotta show the world how much you love lollies.
What? You can do that by going directly to jail.
But you're gonna go to jail in style, dude.
Dude, like, you can take your max rarity deck to jail, I'm pretty sure.
That seems
You're
like
gonna you're gonna full field the 1-0 Kuro where she's wearing like no clothes, and you're gonna have this like stupid smile that you went to jail. You're like, yeah, I spent $2,000 on a Prisma Ilia deck.
Okay, I can't find a thread, nor does it really matter that much. So let's just call this card ridiculous and move on.
all right.
It's okay.
It's, yeah, just a little bit.
Give
It's
it like
not
niche
okay.
plus minus.
Niche plus minus.
Cheeky plus minus?
It only
No,
works if you run level swappers.
Yeah,
Yep.
what a shitty card.
I reckon if this next card wasn't printed, then the card we just talked about wouldn't be nearly as good. So
Um,
this card is a 1/0 Ellie. It's a 4/5. It's what's it called? It's called Ellie in Bath Towel. It has when it attacks, if Triascend, which is a bar as well as a 2k1 slot. It's a 2k1, sure. If that is in your climax zone, you may choose a detective in your waiting room, put it in stock. And this activates up to once a turn. When you put a climax card into the level zone, this gains 2/5 to become
Holy
7.
Jesus.
This card is 10k on defense with the counter.
That's
for those
outrageous.
of you at home wondering.
Yeah, so this card is obscenely powerful. It's in a lot of other sets, like it's in Puyo on a Bondable Apples clone. It's
No,
in...
Lemres is on reverse.
Lemres?
This is on
But
attack.
isn't Lemres on? Doesn't Lemres stock too?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, never mind.
That's a
Okay.
trade-off.
This
It has
is,
to- it's something
this
that
is
gets
the Go My
reversed.
Way Ritsuko.
It's in
Yeah.
it's in IMAS on a 1/0 Ritsuko, but this card is several dozen times better than that Ritsuko for the simple reason that the card we just talked about exists. Stage Dreamt of Ellie.
You have something to do with your stock in this deck.
This
What,
is
in
also
IMAS, you have in regular.
You have
wait. was it-
Time Makoto,
Yes, which is not nearly as good.
No, not even close.
No.
but if
Yeah,
you
you
opt Time
often like-
Makoto 4 and Azusa, it's like the same thing.
It's build your own terrible... Like, you can't do that on your opponent's turn. What are you talking about?
Sure, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, so this card is, normally it'd be just whatever. It's an okay card. You get a bunch of stock, but you don't get advantage, so whatever. But in reality, since you plus every single goddamn turn, literally, this is a good card.
Yes.
I agree.
It
There's
is.
also some other cool cards that pretty much turn your stock into a toolbox as well, thanks to this card. So,
But like, it's like
None
so
of them are
this
anywhere
card.
near as impactful as the...
oh no,
as
I'm just...
Ellie.
What are
I'm
the
just-
climaxes again? Gold bar.
Gold bar,
R
Gold
and
Soul and
2k1 Soul.
Okay, so the gold bar is probably what you're gonna be running then.
It is what you run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know
but
why you
the-
would run the 2K1 then.
the thing with this card and its staying power, like even when I'm paying like at least one stock on each turn, I'm still entering level 3 with like 14 plus stock, which is like super insane.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
It's like that's what it feels like when I run hot with Girlfriend Beta Blue, but like only when I run hot with this deck. But that's just something I expect with Milky Holmes now. Pretty good feeling.
Yeah, this
Feels
card is
good.
good, despite not being fantastic in a vacuum.
I mean,
It's
you're
fine.
you're basically getting 6 stock a turn. You're using an additional 3 every 2 turns, basically counting your opponents as a turn. So like you're still getting basically 3 stock a turn. You get to keep this on the field. It's huge.
The weakness of this card is that sometimes you're not bigger than your opponents on the offense, but that's what side attacks.
Sometimes you don't have a climax in your waiting room.
Sometimes you tried to put. You don't have the counter either. I mean, like there are cases.
No, don't be silly.
Oh
Boy.
no! You can
Don't
run
be
up to
silly.
8 counters. Okay, there is no way ever that you do not have a counter.
Completely
or you're
your
bad.
fault. It's completely your fault if you don't have a counter.
All right.
It is. That's not a relevant point at all.
Sure.
I believe I am qualified enough to say statements like that.
Wonderful. You are. You actually play the set.
Let's just go on to less interesting cards. Alice and Kazumi,
Okay,
wonderful combination.
Cool. Next card, right?
This card is notable because it has both Alice and Kazumi in the name, so you can use this as either target for your really bad money count.
For the worst money
Oh.
counter printed to date.
Here.
It's
This card
just
is fine. Like,
the feathers deck is just interesting. It's just kind of like play over spec characters, have a really shitty money counter,
I'm gonna just
Yeah.
steal
set it.
some decent detective support,
Gonna set it to
But-
niche because
purposely play a bad deck because you like the lolliest of the molliest.
the really dumb thing is, Feathers already has a pretty decent 1065. So,
That too.
next.
yeah, like, that card is whatever. This next one, though.
This
Counterattack
one
of
is
Ellie.
sweet. I don't care what Tim Tom says.
Oh, okay.
It's a 3/2 10k. If the sum of levels in your if you have experience 6, this gains 1/5. And 2 cost, ditch 2 detective characters from your hand. This activates up to once a turn. When this is placed from hand to stage, if your character in the front row center slot attacks, pay cost. If so, stand this card.
Oh, that's actually really nice.
It's a really good restander. Like, this is an extremely powerful profile in literally any deck, and yet Milky might not play it.
I don't think you play it, but the effect is
You-
fine.
No, you can play one.
Definitely-
Oh, sure.
definitely-
I don't see a problem with
definitely-
one.
It's
I
a pretty
put,
good card, honestly. It's just
but you were giving me crap all that day for running it.
because of the way you're describing how you won with this card.
Yeah, because I was sacking people left and right. What's your
Yeah, and you were making a case for this to be included in every build. I was like, okay,
No.
but
Was I?
I think you were. You're like, this is the play.
No,
Oh,
no,
but
dude.
no.
It's just like it was a 50th card that was in my deck as a proxy for another card. And when the tournament started, I was like, okay, I guess I'm playing whatever this card does, and it just ended up being relevant in all the games I won that day.
It's just a very good card.
Yeah,
I never said it was a bad
this is
card.
this is sort of like the guys when they were testing blue-red goggles, and they were using Fall of the Titans as their proxy for Avacyn's Judgment.
And then they were like, oh, Fall of the Titans, pretty good card.
Yeah.
This
I
is a
think
nice
this is
card.
actually a good card. Like,
I think so,
I've
too.
seen no
This-
reason why you wouldn't run one.
I think this is a good card,
I
but I
think-
don't think you put 4 into a list. I don't think you put more than 1
No, no.
into a list.
No, that's
It's
fine.
it's
It's
relevant
good.
because it's a green level 3, also.
I
And that
think
can
like
Yeah.
when
be impactful level 1, for sure.
when I was talking with Tim Tom about this card, I think his point was valid. He made is that it's not very different from the red level 3 from this set that you're probably running 4 of.
Well, it doesn't need a climax.
Which
Well,
is nice.
yeah, but like let's just assume let's assume you have a turn where you have the
It does-
climax and you have a bunch of the Cheryls. I'm pretty sure you would just
Okay,
rather
well,
play the Cheryls.
this card also doesn't get shreked by sack counters. It doesn't get owned by anti-damage.
Well,
okay,
that's
It does
no,
get
that's-
owned by anti-damage.
But you can
It's- no,
side
It's
Yes.
fine. Like,
or direct, and it's all fine.
like
Would you
I
really
think-
want to direct with this card?
3
I-
damage isn't that bad at level 3.
That
I
means,
wouldn't. I don't mind it. I would 3 if I had to, especially. If
I
it
mean,
meant
that means you're just not using your climax combo, which, like, sure.
I
mean,
mean, you don't
there's-
need climax combo if
that
you're
will
gonna
happen
3
sometimes.
and 3 them. Like sometimes you don't
know.
have the climax. I don't.
Well, you 3 then 4. It's 3 then 4
Why is,
Why is it 3 and 4?
because
Oh,
you get
it's-
the soul again when you direct.
Well, that's fine. Then 3 and
oh
4.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you're gonna argue that the Cheryl was good, then 4 damage must be good, right?
Whoa. the
Three,
Cheryl
then
is good
four.
for a lot of other reasons.
Well, no, it's only good because it also shoots for 4. You wouldn't play it otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like you have a lot of this, plus you're like you also have another like similar kind of like you swinging for similar damage with a different card. I just feel like maybe you'd rather diversify your finishing profiles. Like you'd probably run the Witch Sarrow over this to apply more
Why don't
pressure.
you just run both if you want to diversify your finishing profiles?
I
If you
mean,
want a
probably
finisher
running
that...
both as a 1-of anyway.
This
so
is
it's like,
much better
whatever.
than Witch Cheryl as a diverse option,
I
because
mean-
you don't have to reverse anything.
If you're running this anyways in your deck, you going up to 10 level 3s is not a problem either, because then sometimes you will have the experience. I mean, the experience isn't crucial to how this card plays out, but like sometimes you have it.
This card is fine,
Yeah.
and I think it's probably better than Witch Cheryl's Splat.
I think it's not better than Witch Sarrow. Witch Sarrow applies pressure on their turn. That's something that's not like to be understated, honestly. And it pings for 1, which is pretty relevant. Like,
Okay, sure, that's
even if you
fine.
can't-
But if you want to finish them off, which is what you want to do if you're going to play the Cheryl combo, then
I
this
mean, the
card is...
Cheryl combo is bad against compressed decks, though. That's the thing. Like,
Alright, sure, but
the profile, like the big like chunks of damage like this isn't very good against compressed decks. I mean, I'm assuming my opponent's good enough to, not screw up so much that they
I
wouldn't be
mean,
compressed,
sure, but in
right?
that case, this card is better than Witch Cheryl, not Witch Cheryl, this card is better than that Cheryl anyway, because if they don't have anti-damage, it's swing for 2 then 2. Or if they have even if they have a sack counter and whatever, it's swing for 2 then 3.
I mean, Darrow's better just because of the other text on the card. Like, it just enables a lot of other things you can do with the deck at level 3.
That's fine, but I still wouldn't call this card worse than that Witch Cheryl. That Witch Cheryl's fine, but like, sure, it applies pressure on their turn. That's what it does. That's all it does, and that is all it does. Like that extra pressure isn't even relevant unless you try field it, or they're at 3/6 anyway.
What? I mean, 1 more damage
You're
makes
at
a lot of
3/2.
difference.
You're at 3/2. They have 3 yummies. That 1 damage is not going to do anything.
I mean, if you didn't, okay, sure, I guess. If you were going to kill them in 1 turn, which sounds unlikely.
It sounds unlikely, but that is how the meta plays these days. And this card is just...
But you're not going to kill them in 1 turn with these finishing with by chunking them with cards like this. Especially since this is a restander. And if we're playing against Telover, this is getting anti-damaged anyways.
Yeah, that's a good point. But that assumes they already have it on the field, and it assumes they're already at level 3 anyway. At which point you probably want to use the shell anyway.
Yeah,
It's a
so I don't know why you brought up Telover. It's just not really like.
I brought up Telovru because you seem to think that this 1 damage on the opponent's turn is going to be really relevant, and I think it's going to be completely irrelevant.
It doesn't matter because this deck compresses a lot. Like it just compresses a crap ton. So like the chances of you
This
getting
deck
multiple
doesn't
turns.
actually press that much.
Yeah,
All it does is charge a bunch of stock and then use it.
Moving onward.
On life. Oh, okay, sure.
I have no idea what this card is called.
Alright, Your Honor, reliable support. The police trait card.
Mhm.
1/5. Alright, so it's got 1 cost to put the top card of your deck in clock. So this is a Ricky effect, but it's not the Ricky effect that you want, nor is it the one you deserve. It is
Police
choose a
have
card from
made
your clock,
Ricky.
and then your top deck goes to clock.
Oh,
And has a lost lock text.
yeah, that effect is...
Yeah, it has more text. So tap 2 characters, choose a card in your level zone, and a card in your waiting room, and swap them.
Sure.
I think that they're trying to push a pseudo-police, pseudo-detective build. So this card exists.
I don't think this card bridges that gap well enough.
I don't know if this card does anything, to be honest.
I don't think so.
I don't play it in my police deck.
Well, there we go. I think the card is just playable, but I don't think the card is like particularly special.
Level swap doesn't do very much for police at all.
No, it does not.
It sets
might
up
satisfy
your
some
experience
experience,
cards
yeah.
that you might run.
Mm,
Like, none of the experience cards
You don't put
available
this
to
in
place
That's
are
like, I don't know.
Next.
Alright. Cute dress up, Ellie. It's a 2/8K. When this attacks, the level the character ups is 3 or higher. This gains 3K for the turn. Oh, don't put it as bad just yet. During battles involving this, no players may play backups from hand.
Now we can put it to bed?
No, this card is fine. I think this card is perfectly well. It is pretty good at killing advanced summons, I think.
11K.
It has a better time killing them than most.
It has a better time. What are
11K
the,
is
what are
nothing,
the,
just
what are the
like-
supports that are normally being played in police? Or not police,
Secret
detective.
You have a
Detective.
level assist. You have a global. You have a 500 in front assist, possibly.
So,
multiple.
back where you're probably getting
You
anywhere
have
from
a
5
Give something
to
1,000.
5 to what, like 2,000
Oh,
power.
and there's
pump?
also the back row. So the broken alley we talked
Yeah, center slots 500.
about gives 500 center. So like,
So you're getting anywhere from 5 to
So, like,
what,
maybe, like, this
1,000
card could
probably.
be like 12, maybe.
Yeah.
well, 13K with the
12.5.
climax.
13 with
This
climax.
card deals pretty well with like some advanced summons. The ones that are they just happen to be advanced summons that also do good things, like say the Clannad one or Onodera. Those cards deals
Sure.
with those, but it doesn't deal with the huge ones. Like it has a very hard time dealing with Shinobu, which is I think a very relevant advanced summon.
Yeah.
What else doesn't it deal well with?
The Blue Friends one.
Sure, Girlfriend Beta one doesn't do much to that one. Not that Girlfriend Beta is super relevant, but whatever. I don't think it deals too well with the Rin from IMRCG.
Not if it's in the center slot.
No, which this card might want to be if it's getting the benefits of that pseudo brainstorm. I still think this card is playable. Like, it's perfectly playable. It gets rid of counters, so their advanced summons aren't safe if they have a 2/1 counter in hand. I think that's really relevant because a lot of advanced summons do crutch on that security. So this
Now that-
card,
Now that I have the plus minus thing, I can keep it at playable and just say minus.
yeah, you can go with that. I just think
Uh,
it's just playable.
this card is kind of awkward on defense, I think, because you might actually lose it on defense without, like, I don't know.
What do you care if you?
Yeah, no, you're probably down defense, but if it killed a 3/2 character they paid full cost for, that's pretty good. I mean, some characters they've already gotten value out of, like killing Onodera is whatever, killing the new Ilya advanced summon is whatever, but a lot of them are really good to just.
Yeah.
I guess. Unless that
This card
set has
also-
event counters.
Not many sets played event counters nowadays, except for like anti-damage ones.
Index, thank God. But that's a special case. That set is a whole special case.
Yes.
Anyways,
All right, Scott. Ellie, chewing.
so we're back to Shin-Chan
When this is
land.
placed from hand to stage, if there.
Is this Mogu Mogu?
Yes, we are.
Oh
Yes, Mogu Mogu.
yes.
If there's one or fewer characters in your opponent's front row, choose a character in your opponent's front row. That character gets neg 3k for the turn. And then when damage dealt by this is cancelled, you may put it in stock.
I like both of these effects.
This
card
card
is
is
super solid.
really
This card is
sweet.
cool.
I like both of these effects. It's playable.
This
Playable
card
plus?
would not have surprised me
Playable.
if it was at rare.
I would give it
honestly.
playable
Playable
plus.
plus.
Playable plus sounds right.
Like, in my
Yeah.
old deck, I was already playing a minus 3k to
It's
front row card.
Cordelia, I think it was,
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah, but it top checks for sports, so it whiffed like
A lot.
80% of the time in my deck.
I mean, that card still has a niche when you're playing, like, Mono Cordelia. A lot of people seem to like Cordelia, so maybe.
Well, sure, but I'm like in the just normal detectives deck. I really enjoy this card because I
This card
enjoyed
is
that
great.
card.
That is fantastic.
I really like that it's in
It's
Self Stock. That's actually like so nice. I am like very happy if I would play this card and the damage is canceled. Like, alrighty, we got there.
It feels pretty good until it buries a door
Oh,
that you were
sure.
pretty sure you could
Pay out with your
pay
thing.
out, but then you didn't. But it's fine because you were refreshing with like 6 and like 17 anyway by the end of the game, and you're like, I got this.
Got this, fam.
Is that even how games go? That doesn't seem right.
It happens a lot, actually.
Still doesn't seem right.
Alright.
Anyway.
It
Moving
happens.
onward.
I mean, I could say anecdotes as well. But Sugiko Investigation. It's a 2/1
Sure.
500, so it's a backup. 2/5, and when you use this card's backup, you may choose character and clock, add it to hand. If so, add a card from hand to clock.
Sure.
I put it in my police deck because I was running vanilla counters.
I mean, I'm maybe a one of.
It's a cool card. I think the foil art's really cute. I can't really say much more than that.
It's a niche card. Not
Yeah.
niche plus, not niche minus.
Yeah. I like the clock swapping
Right.
though. It is like a free filter. Oh, sort of. I mean, depending on how close you are to level, it could be an actual filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine for police.
Card seems fine. Saku, Trendy Gear. It's 2/1 7k. For each of your other level 0 or lower characters, this gains 1k. I know police likes to have 2 of that Kokoro
has-
back row.
2 of the brainstorm because that's how you early play your level 3. So this will
Yeah.
usually be like a 9k.
Okay, and it also has when it's placed from hand to stage, if you have 4 more other police characters, you may put the top card of your deck in stock.
It's a 209k.
It's
I
perfectly
just-
functional.
I just usually end up playing the early play if I want to
You could
put
do
something
both.
big out.
You can do both. You
Uh,
can play
you-
this
you-
and the Kokoro, probably.
You could do both.
You stock
Um,
charge with this card and then pay it out.
With the yeah.
No, you can't do that because you need.
Oh,
4
right. Well,
Well, I don't play the stock charge thing anymore. That's not the point, I guess.
I mean, it's niche, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's not the Irwin from Attack on Titan, the 202 soul.
Yes, that card is beautiful.
That is where my standards are for free level 2s, sadly.
You've got interesting standards.
Look, the Titans cast was really fun because there were a lot of cards I had never read before that were really cool.
What the
That's fair
DK
enough.
crew?
I mean, I sort of knew what the DK crew did,
Anyways,
but that meme is eternal.
So
that might be the best meme we ever came up with.
accidental memes.
They're
Disappeared
in the mood.
So this is the
say
1/1 group.
accidental.
Okay, some of us try to cram memes into the casts. Some of
Let's
us.
dispel the notion that lycheepunnet doesn't know exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, well,
Do
I put
androids
memes
dream of
into
electric memes?
I put my memes into articles, not into casts.
Alright, so this is the event that we were discussing earlier, and I believe the conclusion we came up with then was what? Mediocre to bad?
Nah.
Ugh.
I mean, you obviously put this into your super compression deck, right?
You put this into your super compression Ellie deck because it's her outfit on the card, so you go like full stock charge waifu mode.
You know, Ellie
right.
has a 2/1 support that just says rest this, put the top card of your deck in stock.
That's great. Why wouldn't you just
Wow,
run?
they jacked that from Da Capo.
Actually insane. Yeah, they did jack that from Da Capo. The
But
Da Capo one has literally no other text though, so
The capo has
So-
everything though.
Well, I think you're mistaken. The Da Capo one gains 3,000 power with a
can
climax
we
combo
not?
to go to like what 6,000 power on a 2-1.
Not?
It's really good.
actually play that card? Can we not?
I know you do. Combos with a bag, so much going for it.
Oh my god, that's even better.
Dude, I
Holy
miss
Triple
gold
R
bags.
bag, thank you very
just,
much.
Just make all of the stock.
Can we
Do
get
you
gold
like
bags
how
back?
much I know about this card, Alf?
Can we get gold bags back?
This is only because of the stupid waifu challenge.
Yeah, what's your point?
I don't really have a point.
So, what was the rating? What are you guys rating this at? I'm giving it a niche
Niche
minus.
minus.
Niche minus.
Niche double minus?
I don't think I
Ellie
can... Wait.
Um,
Minus.
I just
No,
really...
it fails if I do minus.
It's just so... I don't like this rating system. Because a card has to be so heinous to actually be bad. But there are so many cards I look at that are like, I just can't really imagine playing this in a deck ever, but I guess if you really wanted to.
How about this? You're at 1-4. You play 3 of the Ellie. The 1-0 Ellie. You pay 2 stock for 2 copies of this event.
no,
And then-
please, no.
Play the climax combo. Trigger no climaxes. You're now at 6 stock. And then they hit you for 1-1-1. You're at 2-0. And you now have 12 stock. From 0. You now have 12 stock from 0.
Well, you actually have 11 stock because you backed up and then did the Akatsuki effect. Like a good player.
Okay, fine. You have 11 stock from 0.
I mean, sure.
Niche minus.
Whatever, man.
Niche minus.
I'm not letting you dictate my choices. I'm just going with niche minus.
Couldn't do niche minus. I apologize.
Niche minus squared?
Can't.
We
What a
don't
program,
have the
dude.
technology, apparently.
I don't. You know how much bug testing I did on this? Literally 0.
Not enough.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Oh, never mind.
uh,
I thought you were going to make some case for your
Shall-
time for this.
Shall we move on to red cards?
No,
Well, we're gonna make a cut
He's
here.
a-
Yeah.
Oh, sure, whatever.
So, yeah, we will be right back, I guess.